Hello everyone, welcome back to Logic Bombs. Today we'll begin row 3, finally. Solve this puzzle to unlock the next row. Okay, well, it's the only puzzle left, so I guess we have no choice. And this box. Um, that's annoying, but let's be honest, kind of expected. What can we learn from these Picross rules? Next to nothing. Awesome. Well, we know that these have to be walls because this bomb already has this guy sorted. Same with these guys here. One zone, which is nice. Also has to be a wall here to stop him from hitting that guy. We simply won't know what's going to happen here just because of that question mark block. That's a little annoying, but I also... that makes for a good puzzle, so that's fine. With that, we know that those have to be blocked off, and this has to... no. Yes, this has to be blocked off, and this has to be blocked off, leaving... what's next? This is all automatically empty, forcing that to be blocked off. What else? Anything else automatically determined? This and this, because of the 2 rule. The only guy that can get this now is this one, so we know for a fact that's going to have to be how that works out. That as well. The only bomb... that's not true. This is all empty, which means that the only bomb that can get these guys now is this one. So that's going to be a wall there. This is all empty now. What else? This guy has to get those ones, and those ones putting a wall there. That's empty. And this one has to get those guys. And all that's left, I think, is Picross rules. That's be a wall as well. Yeah, let's check all the bombs to make sure I didn't miss any wall rules here. Oh, that has to be blocked off as well. That makes all of these empty. That leaves only this one available. Empty, available. Perfect. That one felt a bit easier, just so we could unlock the whole row, right? Yeah, this looks a bit more like the puzzles that we're used to. Most of the puzzles in this game are a lot of empty space, because the more objects you have, the more you can use those rules deterministically to figure out exactly what you want, or the bomb rules and stuff, right? So with puzzles like this, it's just a little bit tougher overall. Like, for example, we have 3 zones here, which is really annoying. And we don't know exactly how they're blocked off. This could be all walls, or it might not be. We just don't know. Okay, what can we learn, though? Is there any demon that can only be hit by a certain guy? No, I don't think so. Is there anything involving slimes that we have to figure out? Dang, okay, I'm genuinely not piecing it together quite yet. Okay, how about... is there really nothing we can figure out using logic for these bombs? Because we could have the bombs go this way, right? And attack them like that. Or we could have the bombs go, like, both ways. These ones don't really help because we already know that there's already going to be a wall somewhere in here to stop these 2 bombs from hitting each other. So it doesn't actually tell us much, to be honest. This one having 2 walls, though, was interesting because that could mean that this guy is getting neither of them and is only going down here. Is that true for all of the ones? No. Hmm. If we fill in these, not that that's how it works, but okay. How about zones? Yeah, there's a significant step up from the last puzzle, or maybe I'm just missing something very obvious here. I feel like I just might be. These 8 feel important, but I'm not quite sure how, to be honest. Um, let's see. The slimes. There's gonna have to be a wall like here or something with the slimes. To make sure that they actually get some sort of interaction with the or to make the actual zones block enough folks. Obviously not that, but something along those lines. Gonna be honest, I'm getting nowhere with this one. I'm gonna step out and try the puzzle following it. I hope to get some inspiration for the next puzzle. Um, that has to go there. Oh right, bombs can hit slimes. Were there any bombs that might hit slimes in this level? I don't think so. It's not helpful. Uh, it has to stop him, and this has to be one continuous zone. It's gonna be one of those like levels that okay, this is all filled in, this is all filled in, this is all filled in, as is this one. They're telling us that from the get go, which is fun. Using these little side things. Let's see. That has to be blocked off. Has to be blocked off. What's next? Do any of them have to? So this has to be open, which then leaves this exactly filled in. This has to be open, leaving this exactly filled in. Has to be open. Does that leave? No, there's an extra one here somewhere that we're just not familiar with. But I don't think it's going to be here because, maybe. One of these 3 has to be the open one so that these 2 connect. So we know that these are all walled off. Is that true anywhere else? This can't be the empty space because then these are completely blocked off from each other. So that's also a wall for sure. Same here. If that's the empty space and this is blocked off like that, that's not going to work. So that has to be the has to be a wall. Only 2 walls. I think because this is only 2 walls, we have to go all the way down here and then go in like that. Because otherwise, let's say we have the wall here. This opens up, but then that's walled off. You can't go back in here, and this will end up being a completely walled off zone, which is not valid. So it has to go like here. Let's just see if that actually pans out in practice. It can't. It has to be somewhere in there. This is the open spot. That's empty, which makes all of these filled. That's empty, makes this filled. Perfect. I'm glad I figured that one out. Let's see. Next up, we have 4 zones. Any explicit bomb rules? No bombs can hit any slimes. Are there any monsters that can only be hit by a certain bomb? It's not looking like it. And we got question marks, which are making our life difficult in those particular sections. Okay. Um, we can't have this because then the two slimes will touch. So this bomb has to be getting those people with a wall somewhere in here. That means that this bomb has to get this individual. This bomb, that's not true. This one could be gotten by several guys still. But that's some good rules already being worked out. Let's see what's next. No, in the bomb rows are where they have most of these rules for the question mark rules, which is quite annoying to be honest. There has to be a wall somewhere in here, but that's not really groundbreaking news. Oh yeah, with the question mark, we don't even know what's going on there. We can't say like, oh, we know there's a wall in there somewhere. That doesn't actually help us. Only rules I'm seeing regarding bombs, or any only numbers that interact with bombs, it seems, are this one here, this one here, this one here. Oh, that's a completely filled out row. Okay, great. Does that tell us anything? Not particularly, I don't think. Are there any other slime rules that like really help us out here? Excuse me. The hmm hmm. Well, okay. This is only a 3. Probably can make some headway there if we figure out where the other two walls have to be. We have to wall off to some capacity these guys, right? We can't have these two slimes touching. It couldn't, for example, be air and air there. What's the slime's deal? Who are you interacting with? It's possibly one of those. Then they interact. Oh no, that's not possible because if we have like that, then that's gonna break some rules. Hmm. The walls for these rows have to be here because if they're here, for example, they touch. Same goes here. If they're there, then they touch by putting air there. Therefore, the walls here have to go there, solving those two columns entirely, which is nice. And what does that tell us about the rest of this solution? I'm getting the vibe that the solution is there, but that's not logically solved, so I'm not going to put that in yet. This has to be a wall, because if it's not, then these two slimes touch. Hmm. Anyways, what's next for our slime solving possibilities? This bomb has to get these guys. I should notice that way sooner, but that's just true. Um, Otherwise, yeah, he just has to get them, which makes this 4. No, that's not true. There's one more we need to solve in this section here. Um, we're so very close to solving both these rows, and I feel like this slime's got to catch that guy somehow. Just exactly how is unclear for the time being. That's a wall. That's a wall. Does that help us? Not particularly. Though it does make blocking things off like this feel more likely. Um, no, these have to be walls because otherwise this slime will touch this slime as well. So those are walls. This has to be open. And then what? And then what? Um, let's see. If we put this, okay, that's still possible to fill in correctly. So no reason to believe that either way. Let's see. Are there any other possible spots where slimes might interact where they shouldn't? Or any other obvious Picross rules? Any other obvious like number rules? 7? No. 4? Oh, we already looked at that. No, no, no. Also no. Lots of no's in the crowd tonight. No. Not looking good. Not looking good. Ooh, what's next? What's next? One of these has to be empty so that the slime can go up like that. That makes this a wall. Not that it gets very far, to be honest, but still nice. Still nice. Oh, that makes this solved. And that goes up there, solving that. This goes there, which then solves this row. This goes there, which all this also solves this row in the process. Which means that this has to be a wall, which goes there. There has to be a wall somewhere in here, but the exact... Oh, that means this is solved as well. That's the breakthrough. Huge. Ooh! That's wrong somewhere. That's wrong somewhere. That 6 is not correct. What did I do wrong down here? I feel like that would be a consequence of the thing I did down at the bottom here, no? I'm going to try and solve it, and if it doesn't work out, that doesn't work out. That has to go there. So that this bomb doesn't hit that guy. If I do the hint now, okay, fewer than 3 walls inaccurately placed. That's nice to know. Did I put this one down? Why did I put that one down? Oh, cause of that, right? Wait, no, why? Cause oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That doesn't have to be a wall there. We're gonna fill this in as much as we can, with all those already known ones. We're gonna have to put walls around this, I think. I can't even tell the shape of the solution yet, which is a little bit concerning. Like, is this slime with this guy or is this slime with this guy? It's just not quite known yet. Oh man. uh, we got to block it off in here. Just looking at this, I don't see another easy, obvious thing. Probably because I have it a little bit wrong. But hey, what are you gonna do? um, how many more walls can I place here? 2 more walls. We have to block off this, or we have to block off this. There's no other option. That makes this empty by default. Because if we leave 1 and 1, I guess we could put this one here and block off like that. No, we have to have both there or both here. By the necessity of having to have both there or both here. Or just having the one here. It's either 1 there or 2 there, which I guess it could be that, for example, right? I feel, just going off vibes here, I feel like that's correct. I don't have anything to prove it yet. Let's go ahead and see if we can't make that into reality. What are you connected to? You could be connected to that and become one big whole group there. Let's see. Let's see. I've already got part of it wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and throw out this and see if that works. And hope for the best. This can't be connected. They can't connect here. So like 1 in there or something. Yeah, fewer than 3 walls, still correct. Which I guess is cheating a little bit, but I feel like just given the nature of these shapes, that's what we're looking at. The nature of these shapes, what am I saying? The 5 and the 5, we already had this. It's contiguous probably, so to block it off there, we had to do that basically. We have to block off here, and we have to block off here. How do we do both at once? Boom, boom. That perfectly fills it out, but doesn't feel correct, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that quite yet. Oh, this is empty for sure, which means that these have to be blocked off. Making this empty, making this empty, making it required to be that. Also empty. Then next up, this has to be a wall. That has to be empty. Oh, tremendous. That wasn't so bad to fix after at the end. Huge. Next up, are there any monsters that can only... No question marks, which is nice. Same with no zoning. That means this probably is just a tough level, or a tougher level. Are there any monsters that can only be hit by 1 bomb? Yes, this bomb has to get this guy. Which means that... Ooh, that's a lot of things already worked out. If this guy can't get this guy, then this bomb has to take care of this monster, which means these are all walls. That means you also can't hit him. You have to hit this guy at the bottom here. This is working with that bomb to figure it out. You're hitting him. You're hitting him. Let's block off all the incorrect interactions. I think it's actually all of them. Damn. All of this is walls now, which means that you're getting him and you're getting him, which means that this is solved, which means that... What else is solved? I feel like there's probably more things that are solved right now. One of these has to be open to make sure that we keep this guy touching everything, which means that you're blocked off and you're blocked off. What's next? We need to connect you to the rest of the grid. Same with the slime. The slime needs to be connected to the grid somehow. Exactly how is unclear. Let's use logic rules to solve the rest of it if we can. This has to be open. That has to be the block here. With that, we have to go both this way and that way, which makes this a wall. Have to keep going that way, which we don't know if that's a wall yet or not. Actually, let's keep that up in the air. Does this solve this row? This does solve this row. That has to be open. That solves this column. That has to be open. That solves this column. This has to be open. This has to be open. These are all open. Those are the two walls there. This is all open. Does that solve the column? No, it does not. Anything else that's solved right now? I don't think so. Oh, this is solved. Solved row. Is this row solved? It is not. Can we solve it? I feel like the rest of this should just fall into place, no? One of these has to be open, making this and this a wall. Does that help anything? Not particularly. Everything's connected now, which is good. This is solved. That's open. That's be a wall because this bomb doesn't hit the slime. I should notice that from the very get-go. Open. Open. A whole city of monsters and one slime off to the side, enjoying itself. Next level. There has to be a wall somewhere in here, because these two bombs can't interact, or anywhere in here, actually. But if we have the wall here, then this guy gets both, so that's not possible. Same goes here. If the wall's there, he gets both. Therefore, they each get these individual ones, and there's a ball somewhere in there. That makes this guy have to get him. Are there any slimes in danger of being hit by bombs? No. Okay, now there's 3 zones here. We know that each of these monsters belongs to one of the 3 slimes. Therefore, the monsters cannot touch like that, or they can't touch each other like that. If we put the wall here, these 2 monsters will touch, so that's a no-go. Same if we put the block there. Therefore, we have to put the block in the middle to make sure the monsters do not touch. We then have to... We can't put a wall anywhere here, for example, because even if we block off that, that's touching. For very similar reasons, we have to put the 2 blocks there. This is now all open. This is also now all open as well. We don't know which slime belongs to which monster yet, but we can begin working it out as we continue to... For example, we can't have... Oh, so this slime's going to belong to one of these 2, because we can't have the block here and have all of these touch. Instead, The block goes here, making all of this and all of this guaranteed open. That solves this row, or this column, I mean. What else does that do for us? That solves this column as well. Then this column is solved because this slime has to have a way out. Touches up there. This slime belongs to this monster. This one also has to go up here, belonging to the slime, by the nature of it having to have a pathway out of this little hole. That solves this column. Next up, that means that this monster and this slime are going to touch. Exactly how? Not sure, to TBH. But it's going to happen eventually. That's a wall there. This is all empty now. Does that solve anything? No. This is all empty. I don't know why I said no. That was obviously solved right there. Somewhere in here, this has to continue going. One of these is open. That means for sure these two are blocked because we have 5 that leaves 1 open space. Only room for 1 more open space in the section. This is now completely empty. Does this solve anything? I'm not seeing another solved space. Does it solve anything down here? I don't believe so. It does help solve things, though, because we can't have this guy here. If that's the case, then it's blocked off here, and it's blocked off here, which blocks this guy in. So this has to be a wall. With that knowledge... Oh! This all has to be blocked off. Because... Oh, I didn't even clock that. I thought we were trying to connect this guy up to here, but no, we can't have that. Because we can't have 2 monsters touching the situation by the nature of each slime having a monster. Curious. That means this also has to be a wall there, because we can't have those guys directly touch. Ooh, am I beefing this? Oh no, look at that! There's going to be an open spot somewhere in here forcing these guys to touch, which is no good. I screwed up somewhere. That's why nothing's making sense, because I screwed up somewhere. Okay, let's need to be blocked off for sure. I'm going to feel my way through the rest of this one and hope for the best. Okay. I think we're looking at just about this solution, right? Where are the problems? There's 1 extra here. There's 1 extra somewhere in here. 6 and 7 are problems right now. I'll go ahead and where's the other problem? No, this isn't a problem. That's 6. We're good. 6's a problem. 5's a problem. 5's not a problem. 7, and then where's the vertical row that's a problem? This is also a problem. Huge. That could have just been like a misclick, to be honest. We've got another row possibly opening up soon. Let's go ahead and finish out row 3, though, first. Oh, the entire horizontal is unknown. Oh, no. Okay, but they give us plenty to work with to begin with. Let's see. There has to be a wall here and here to block off that. Same goes for here and here, meaning that these are all empty. With that, we solve this. There has to be a wall somewhere in there. That makes this solved as well. Anything else in that regard? There has to be a wall somewhere in there, but again, we don't really know exactly what that looks like. Only one zone. I should have clocked that earlier. Nice. Good. There has to be a wall somewhere in here to stop this from happening. So we put those there as well. And then that solves that. There has to be a wall somewhere in there that opens up this. There has to be a wall somewhere in there that opens up all of this because the one rule. And then what's next? We can't solve horizontally anything because rules, but we can begin to hopefully solve some more bomb stuff. The only one that this guy can still get is this guy here, which forces us to put 2 walls there. Yeah. That means this guy is getting all of these. You're getting him. This guy's getting all of these. Where do we have to put walls to stop bombs from colliding with each other? Okay. There have to be walls here to stop that from hitting each other. This bomb and that bomb hitting these monsters respectively. What's next? There's got to be a wall there to stop this bomb from hitting that monster, which makes all of this open. That forces there to be a wall here to stop this bomb from hitting that bomb. Similarly, there has to be a wall here to stop this bomb from doing the same thing to that monster, opening up all of this. That forces there to be a wall here to stop this bomb from hitting that monster, that opens up all of this. Forces a wall here to stop this bomb from hitting that monster, opens up all of this. Forces a wall here for the exact same reasoning. Forces a wall there for the exact same reasoning. 2 walls there, 1 wall there. Oh, there's another wall somewhere here. There we go. Tremendous. We've got intentionally placed question marks this time. What's going on here with these guys? They're each getting 8, it looks like. Well, they each can only get 7. So what would that look like? That would look like this guy gets all of these, and this guy gets all of these, for example. Okay. Got it. And there's 2 zones. I feel like what I just explored, and the fact that there's 2 zones, is like half the puzzle already. If I just know how to think about it. This guy has to get this monster. There's no way for him to get got otherwise. Same is true up here. That places a wall either here or here. Exactly where, we can't tell because there's question marks on those particular rows and columns, making our life more difficult. That does mean what does that mean? Well, we know for a fact these guys are all getting at least the first 2 in each row. No, the first 3 in each row. It's only the corners that are disputed. So that firmly connects this slime to this concoction, and this slime to this section. we're probably going to need to have a diagonal kind of vibe to block them off. So we're going to look for ways to achieve that. Only question is, the diagonal start there or start there? Are there any other remarkably solvable parts of this? We can't have this be open because that forces... No, we can't have there be the wall. Wait, no, we can't. We can totally have walls all the way up here. Wait. Wait. Okay. The wall for this one has to be somewhere in here to stop this slime from touching these guys. That opens up all of this. The same is true in reverse. There has to be a wall somewhere in here opening up all of this. I'm sure there are similar rules we can find. Hmm. Oh, and with that, we can't have those guys touch like that because now the zones are all wonky. So instead, they connect like this. If we have them touch like that, the slimes get a pathway across. So that means that there's a wall somewhere in there and a wall somewhere in there. Doesn't help us a lot because of this little question mark rule, but it's a good start. What's next? What is next? I don't think we can commit to whether it's there or there quite yet. Maybe we can. Let's start mapping out what that looks like. If we put this guy here, then that blocks off all of this, forcing us to put a guy there and at least there, and then drawing a bridge across. Is that any different for this guy? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, it has to be here because if we put him there, that's all open. We have to put a wall there and there to stop them from connecting. And that breaks this rule here. So it has to be there. This connects. It has to be there. Excuse me. That connects. This is all open. That connects. This is all open. Well, that has to be a wall. No ifs or whats about it. And then the same is true over here. Huge. That wasn't so bad. Okay, I think we'll do one. Let's go back to our earlier challenge and see if we can't make more headway on it now. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here with which ways the bombs can go. But there's also requirements for zoning here. Let's just think about it. If this guy gets this guy, then we have to have 3 walls there, which makes absolutely no sense. How is that guy going to get his thing? So you can't get him. You have to get him, then stop there. That puts 1 more wall here and 1. Oh yeah, that's the guy who, yeah, has to be getting by that guy. That then means you're gonna get him because you have to get him. This guy's not gonna pull his weight there. That means there's a wall somewhere in here, making both of these exposed to this bomb, which means that this guy has to put a wall there to open up all of this. What's next? Well, this guy has to get that one, putting a wall there in the process. I think that's all the bomb rules that are explicitly useful to us. Next up, we can talk about slimes. Oh, that's a wall there as well. Does that connect? Probably not. Probably not. But you never know. What else is or is potentially solved? Oh, that's there. This is all open, which means we can't have this slime connect with this slime stuff. So we put a wall there. That's all open now. That's also open. Had to put there for the same reason. This is all solved. This is all solved. This is all open. This is all open. Fortune has to put. Oh, this is all open too. Oh, it's already basically solved. This is solved. That's solved. Oh no. What do we... Oh, this has to be all walls. Right. Oops. That wasn't so bad. Let's do one more in this row, and we'll call it a day. Zeros. I don't think I've ever seen a 0 before. Interesting. Okay, well, there has to be a wall there and a wall there, or something to that effect. Meaning that this is open, that's open. The same is true here. It has to be a wall there and a there. That's open. That solves this column entirely. That makes this row solved and this row solved. Which then means, okay, we're going to go ahead and solve this row and this row as well. What's next? You also have to have a wall somewhere there for the same reasons. Solving this row in the process. All that's next is figuring out the middle here. Is the slime in danger in any way? No, but we do solve this, which is nice. That solves these 2s. That forces us to put the 2s there and the 2s there, which then solves this for us, which then solves this row for us with these 2s. This row also gets solved. This row also gets solved. That was tremendously simple. That was a nice place to end it on, I think. A nice, simple, solvable, almost intuitive game there. Alrighty, we are most of the way through, not most of, just over halfway through row 3. We'll finish up row 3 next time. Thank you so much.